A very good morning to all our Sports Today family members. And yes, we just saw a breaking news update that Aiden Markram was appointed as the skipper of the Sunrisers Hyderabad team for IPL 2023. But that is not the entire action that has happened in this period of time. There have been plenty of stuff there's been plenty of cricket news that has happened outside of this, and we are also building up to the ICC World T20 semi-final encounter that will happen today at 6:30 p.m. between India and Australia. There is a very interesting comment that has been made by the India women's wicketkeeper, and I will come to that in a short bit of time. But let me begin by this one particular statement that Russell Arnold, the former Sri Lanka cricketer, has given about Yuvraj Singh. When asked about a comparison between MS Dhoni and Yuvraj Singh, he was really full of praise for both the players. But he had a different take on Yuvraj Singh when it came to handling pressure in a situation. He said, to be able to play both roles expertly as MS Dhoni did, especially when it was regarding pressure and during his ability of playing himself in the team. He said, Yuvraj could not absorb the pressure which when needed and play with his partner the way Dhoni did. Yuvraj had to be the boss, to be extravagant and express himself. That is when he was at his best. But Dhoni was at his best at both ends of the line. He needed to be extravagant, Dhoni would do it. Yuvraj, extravagance, brilliance. But when it came to pressure and handling the death overs, Yuvraj kind of faltered in some ways. I mean, there are 2-3 instances which come to mind. Remember the Sabina Park ODI against the West Indies? Yuvraj almost got India to the line, but he was undone by a Dwayne Bravo slower ball, and that is why he was bowled and India lost by 1 run. You look at the India-New Zealand T20I that happened in Chennai 2012. Yuvraj Singh was there, but he just could not get India over the line. The 2014 World T20 final, that was the unfortunate bit where Yuvraj Singh struggled. The pressure was just too much, and his 11 of 21 ensured India was in an under par situation. So Russell Arnold might not be totally wrong when assessing Yuvraj Singh's contribution under pressure. But it is very prominent to note that Yuvraj Singh, in all the other times, be it in the knockouts, be it in major tournaments, he has been India's ultimate match winner. And we credit Yuvraj Singh for that, but there were some minor flaws that Yuvraj Singh just could not overcome, and Russell Arnold has pointed that out. Remember, Arnold was also a good finisher for the Sri Lanka cricket team during his playing days. But that is how the situation is when you look at Yuvraj Singh and MS Dhoni. MS Dhoni, extravagance and pressure, both things he could handle very well. Yuvraj, extravagance with pressure, he slightly just could not handle at times. Now from Yuvraj Singh, let us move on to Ben Stokes when you look at it. Yes, Ben Stokes was picked up by Chennai Super Kings for 16 crores in the IPL 2023 auction. Now, he will play for Chennai for a particular period of time, but during the latter stages of the IPL, towards the fag end, Ben Stokes has said that he might miss the IPL because he wants to prepare for the Ashes and also play the one-off test that England will have against Ireland. Remember, the Ashes are going to be played in June, July for the first time in almost 50 years now. And that is why it is very important that England managed to get the trophy back from Australia. Remember, England have not won the Ashes in Australia for close to 8 years now. They last won in 2015, lost in 2017, drew in 2019, again lost in 2021. So 6 years and almost 8 years and counting, England have not gotten the Ashes back, and they are very desperate to do it this time around. Ben Stokes, who has won 10 out of the 11 tests that he has captained, will be determined to ensure that England manage to get the Ashes back from Australia. Remember, towards the latter stages, as May end approaches, England will play a one-off test against Ireland, followed by the mid-June series that England will play against Australia. So Ben Stokes has indicated during the press conference that was held at Wellington during the second test against New Zealand that I will not play the fag end of the IPL because I want to prepare for the test matches that happen against Ireland and also against Australia. So Ben Stokes is very clear about his priorities. He wants to prioritize test cricket over anything else. IPL can be played in patches, can be played in certain ways, but he cannot be there for the entirety of the IPL. That is the comment that Ben Stokes has made. Now let us move to the ICC Women's T20 World Cup. And yes, plenty of anticipation for it. India versus Australia at Newlands. India may have not had a good record against Australia. They have not won their out of the last 5 encounters, they have won only once, and that too by the super over. But Richa Ghosh, one of the stars in this India women's team, has said, the past is the past. We can beat Australia. That is what she has said ahead of the press conference that is there. Remember, Australia are not taking India lightly, but India are confident that they can put it past the Southern Stars. Remember, the Southern Stars are touted to be the favourites to win the ICC Women's T20 World Cup for a record 6th time, because 4 matches, they have won all 4 of them magnificently. India, on the other hand, lost to England, but they made it to the semi-finals on the back of some good showings against Pakistan, West Indies and Ireland. But remember, if there is one team that Australia can lose to, it is India. Because in the past, if you look at the entire decade when it comes to women's knockout events, only West Indies and India have managed to beat Australia in knockout matches. In this entire decade, be it World Cups or T20 World Cups. West Indies beat them in the T20 World Cup final of 2016. India beat them in the 2017 ODI World Cup semi-final thanks to Harmanpreet Kaur's excellent 171. So, there is a possibility that India can go past Australia. And remember, India played 2 games at Newlands. This will be Australia's first game at Newlands. So that also gives them a slight advantage. They know the conditions there as well. So Richa Ghosh is very confident that India can upset Australia. And it can very well happen. Yes, India may have won only 6 times out of 30 matches against Australia in T20Is. But they can also do it in the World T20s. Remember, in 5 matches, India have won twice, Australia thrice. So the record is much closer there. So there is optimism. Yes, on paper, India might not start as the favourites against Australia, but they can beat Australia in the World T20 semi-final. Remember, the other semi-finals, England versus South Africa. And we may have a repeat of 2017. Who knows? So fingers crossed that India manages to beat Australia. We hope that that happens. We at Sports Today will bring you live all the updates from 6 p.m. onwards. The toss is at 6 p.m., match is at 6:30 p.m. Now from cricket, let us change our attention to football, and we saw the UEFA Champions League encounters happen yet again. And Manchester City, unfortunately, they could not get off to a winning start as they drew with RB Leipzig, and it continues their rather up and down run in the Champions League, if you have to look at it. On the other hand, Inter Milan managed to win their game, and that is how this Champions League round of 16 encounters are shaping up to be. In the second leg, who does it better? We will wait and watch. However, the UEFA Europa League is also going to begin, and we have a major encounter coming up. Manchester United versus Barcelona. That is a key encounter that's there, because remember, in the first leg that happened at Old Trafford, it was 2-2 in favor of... It was 2-2. It was a classic encounter. Who will hold their own at Camp Nou? It remains to be seen. So that is all we have in this edition of the Morning Wrap. Remember, India versus Australia, ICC World T20 semi-final. That is the biggest event of the day that we have today. We will be there for all the information, for all the updates as there. Subscribe to Sports Today. I'll be doing a special statistical explainer on India versus Australia. So tap that bell icon to know when we go live. And also don't forget, we are on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Show some love there, and don't forget to download the SportsTak mobile app, because you'll get all the information that you want in Hindi and English on all the sports that you want. Thank you.